this business model that you see here in the business model diagram might be an existing business model, or let's say one that you have in the works when you envisage a new one. In business model innovation, it is common to think about a mixture of existing business models and business models that are in the idea states, where you envisage new business models that you have to bring to the market later. But in order to support this based on the Netflix platform, you can think about having multiple diagrams open on your screen, like the one we have now here, but maybe one other, and maybe a third one that you want to create by making use of successful components, so to say, of existing business models. For instance, when you have this business model and say, okay, this value proposition, that's an important one that is provided to the transporter market in this business model, but you might drag it over to a new business model diagram where you want to provide it to a completely different market. Or you say, okay, here I have capability. This capability is a proven one. I want to apply it also in the context of a new business model. So you drag and relate elements of existing business models and you bring them together and integrate them in a new, let's say, configuration in the context of a new business model. That is something that will be not demonstrated now, but will be supported by the Netflix platform soon, and we want to demonstrate it to you as soon as possible after this. This business model that you see on the screen here, and as you can see in the details, I open the business model properties, is the business here. So a business model is owned by a business. A business might have more than one business model. This is a company, my company. It's not necessary, though, that a business model is in the hands of a company. Maybe multiple companies together form a constellation of companies, or a networked enterprise, or a network of enterprises. And that as, let's say, one entity, one business, together is having customers to support, and is working together with network partners, etc., etc. So you can also have a business which is run, which is something bigger than a company. And in Netflix, in particular, in the work package 3 of Netflix, which is about business value analysis, there is the definition and the notion of value levels. What's that? Value levels is about collaboration and value creation and value delivery to collaboration parties at any level, maybe at the level of an ecosystem or a constellation of businesses, what I just said, or at the level of an enterprise, and this business model was focusing there. Or maybe when you go down, for instance, here in this business model, we have here an activity called managed fulfillment. We can go to the underlying value delivery model, feed email details, opening here a other underlying diagram. You see here the same activity highlighted, managed fulfillment. You see a plus in it, which means its work is delegated further down to make use of more atomic capabilities, and there is collaboration with, let's say, lower level roles. So I just go there. You starting a similar diagram, but at the lower level. You see here, this is activities in a so-called capability method supporting a lower level capability, and also here there might be a synchronized alternative view called the role collaboration view. When I click this tab, you see roles at a lower level which are collaborating. Also at this level, value can be created, provided to each other, value proposition can even be recognized, etc., etc. So you can go from, let's say, ecosystem or network of enterprises level down to the individual resource level even, and at all these levels you can talk about collaboration, value creation, etc., value levels. Another important notion to talk about in the context of Netflix, also work package 3 of Netflix, business model analysis, is so-called value types. Okay, let's go here to the value proposition again. Going down to details, so the value proposition diagram. You see here that value proposition that is highlighted where it came from. I start details there. A value proposition has underlying components. You see here, for instance, take one component, latest spec freeze component. Yeah, you see that there is a articulated value here, articulated value, which is a value item, a value component, value add that comes from the underlying business system, value creation. And you see that there is some value definition here, latest spec freeze value definition. Value definition is a standardized value type, so to say, that can be reused across the business system. And in Netflix we can define such capabilities. We did already look in another demonstration to capability library. Also we have value library and measure library. So here is a value library, for instance, standardized value types. That can be any type. It's about the modeling community to define them. So maybe some standard types, as there are in the deliverable of work package 3, can be defined here as value types. Here in this demo setup, we use some more refined value types. And for value types, you can also define associated measures, which are defined in a measure library. Here we have a measure library, for instance, product lead time measure or other measures. So throughout analysis in your business design, you can make use of standardized definitions like value types, here called value definitions, or related measure definitions, etc., etc. So far about value types. In our demonstrations so far, we dealt with business design and business analysis. We focused at business models and underlying models in VDML, Value Delivery Modeling Language, underlying all these dimensions of a business model with detailed representations. But so far it's all about the design and analysis of the business and the business system. The Netflix platform also supports execution of designs, model-driven execution. Here we deal with, let's say, you can talk about solution design elements, like you can think about executable process definitions or other ways of procedures like case models or entities or information definition models or business rules and web services, user interfaces, all these kinds of models.